The bus driver refused to stop when my friend collapsed, said, "I've seen you kids fake sick before," and kept driving for another 40 minutes. Mia hit the floor of the bus at exactly 3:47 p.m. The sound her head made against the metal ridges was so loud that every conversation stopped. I was sitting 2 seats behind her, close enough to see her eyes roll back, close enough to hear the change in her breathing. From normal to this wet, rattling thing that didn't sound human. Her lunch bag spilled across the aisle, an apple rolling forward toward the driver's seat. For maybe 3 seconds, everyone just stared. Our brains couldn't process what we were seeing. Then someone screamed. I was on my feet moving toward her before I'd consciously decided to move. Her body was jerking in these small convulsions, hands clenched into fists. There was blood coming from somewhere, probably where her head had hit the floor. I dropped to my knees next to her, yelled for the bus driver to stop, to pull over, to call 911. Mr. Hargrove looked at us in the rearview mirror, expression of pure irritation. He didn't slow down, didn't even tap the brakes. I'd been riding bus 23 with Mia since freshman year. She was the kind of friend who made everything feel easier. She had type 1 diabetes, diagnosed when she was 7. She managed it so well that most people at school didn't even know. Wore an insulin pump clipped to her jeans, checked her blood sugar multiple times a day. I'd seen her handle low blood sugar episodes before, the way she'd get this slightly unfocused look, pull out glucose tablets or juice. Matter of fact about the whole process. But this was different. This wasn't her managing her condition. This was her body shutting down. The other students were panicking now, some standing up to see what was happening, others pressing against the windows, a few crying. Someone yelled that we needed to stop the bus. Mr. Hargrove's voice came over the intercom speaker, flat and annoyed. "Sit down, all of you. I've been driving this route 19 years. His voice was cold, dismissive. "I've seen every trick in the book. She's faking it to get attention." He paused. "We're not stopping until I complete my route." His words hit me like ice water. They were so monumentally wrong, so catastrophically disconnected from reality. Mia wasn't moving anymore. The convulsions had stopped, but now she wasn't moving at all. Her lips were turning this grayish color, made my chest feel tight. I put my hand on her neck, trying to find a pulse. My hands were shaking so badly. Another student, Calvin from the soccer team, dropped down on the other side of Mia, started checking her breathing. "She's barely breathing," his voice cracking. "This is real. She needs a hospital now." Mr. Hargrove accelerated. I watched the speedometer in the rearview mirror climb from 35 to 45. The bus swayed slightly as he took a turn. He was actively speeding up, putting distance between us and the school, where there were nurses, phones, people who could help. I pulled out my phone to call 911 myself, but my hands were shaking so badly. I could barely unlock the screen. Calvin grabbed his phone too. So did several other students. All of us trying to do what the bus driver should have done. The 911 operator answered. I started explaining the situation, words tumbling out fast and desperate. "My friend collapsed on the school bus. She's diabetic. She's not breathing right. She's unconscious." I was talking too fast. "And the driver won't stop. We're on Route 23. I think we're near Oakwood Avenue. Please send help." The operator's voice was calm, professional, asking questions about Mia's condition, telling me to stay with her, asking if anyone knew CPR. Calvin said he did, that he'd been certified last summer. The operator started walking him through chest compressions. I held the phone between us. Mia's backpack was still on her seat. I remembered she kept emergency supplies, including a glucagon injection for severe low blood sugar. I scrambled up and grabbed the bag, dumped the contents onto the seat, found the red emergency kit. My hands fumbled with the case. Calvin looked over. "Yes, that. Give her that injection." But neither of us actually knew if that's what this was. It could have been low blood sugar, or high blood sugar, or something completely different. Giving her the wrong treatment could make things worse. I looked at the kit, looked at Mia's gray lips, still body, made the decision that doing something was better than doing nothing. I pulled out the injection, hands shaking so badly I nearly dropped it. The 911 operator heard me, guided me through it, telling me where to inject. I pushed the needle into Mia's thigh, pressed the plunger, praying I was doing the right thing. Nothing happened. No dramatic gasp, no flutter of eyelids, nothing. The bus kept moving, swaying around corners. Students were screaming at him now, banging on the metal partition, begging him to stop. Someone near the back was recording everything, narrating in this shaky voice. "We're on a school bus. Our driver won't stop. My classmate is dying." The 911 operator was telling me that paramedics were trying to locate us, that they'd dispatched units, but they needed a more specific location. I looked out the window, trying to identify where we were. Everything was blurring past too fast. We passed a gas station. I shouted the name to the operator, then a street sign for Maple Ridge Road. The operator repeated the information. I could hear radio chatter in the background, urgent voices, but the bus was moving farther from help every second. Calvin was doing chest compressions now, counting under his breath, face pale and focused. The 911 operator was guiding him. 30 compressions, then rescue breaths. I watched my best friend's body jerking with each compression. That's when I realized we were running out of time. Full story is linked below or on my channel.